Thank you for tuning in to our podcast, Shooting from the Hip. For English, press 1. For Pig Latin, press Ute. For Spanish, press 3-0. For random nonsensical entertainment, please remain on the line. I'm Doug Montana. Thank you.
Hey hipsters, it's getting warmer outside, so you know what that means? It's shaved ice time. Paradise Hawaiian Shaved Ice in Suwanee, Georgia has partnered with us to give our listeners a 15% off code to use when they visit. Use the code SHOOTFROMTHEHIP for 15% off of your total. Try it today at 2855 Lawrenceville Suwanee Road in Suwanee, Georgia. Again, it's Paradise Hawaiian Shaved Ice in Suwanee, Georgia. Use the code SHOOTFROMTHEHIP for 15% off your total today.
All right, so we're back, and I think we have Aaron here with pollen infestation, and apparently he's really gassy because he had too much Mexican.
Don't eat Mexican food right before you do a podcast. Let me just throw that out there for everybody, because it is like burp central in here.
Yes, it stinks.
Suppressing that into the microphone.
It's really warm in here, too. It's
well, that wasn't me, man.
The extra...
Okay, Matt, what are you trying to say?
Well, you know, let's do an icebreaker to cool things off.
A pun.
Wow.
All right, so we wanted to talk about something because I posted something on Facebook just the other day.
Finally.
I did a poll. What, I
Poll?
post occasionally?
What poll did you even post?
Well, I did the poll for whether or not people would be interested in the postcards. Of course, it's a yes answer. There's a 0 on the not me, response.
It's like, an exclamatory yes or sure.
It's an exclamatory yes or I'm a loser.
I think is that what it is?
It says something like that.
The gauntlet has been thrown down, and Lancer will continue to smack his microphone as hard as he can.
So what we have in mind is we want to do something for those people that are kind enough to like and follow our page on Facebook. So if you like our page, what we want you to do is take a screenshot of our page liked and send it to us. Do a direct message to the page with your address, because we want to send you junk mail and spam.
Yes.
No, but what we actually want to do is send you a postcard. And so we have the plans anyway to create these postcards to send to you. They will be personalized specifically for you.
Right.
Which means it'll have your address on it.
Yep. Handwritten and autographed.
Absolutely. It will definitely have that. And we're going to do that for the first 50.
50, yes. Only 50.
So, and if you already like the page, take a screenshot, send it to us with your address. We're going to send you a postcard. Now, if we get 2 of the same one, I will know, because I will put it in a spreadsheet, because I'm a nerd. And I will see that, and I will red flag you, and I'll send you a bad postcard. No, I just won't send you anything. But
right.
Because I'm lazy. But we will be doing postcards for the first 50 people who like our page and send us that picture and address.
Lucky you.
If you don't send us something, we're not going to send you anything. So be sure to send us something.
Yeah, and don't put your address on our page.
No.
Direct message.
Please. Yes, please.
Just to repeat that, direct message us.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We'd rather you not be inundated with pipe bombs or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like Florida Man.
Yeah, Florida Man did that.
Pipe bombs is so random.
You know that happened.
Do people even pipe bomb anymore?
I'm sure they do.
Hey, funny story.
It's the easiest.
You got pipe bombed.
No joke. The day that Florida Man sent the pipe bombs to New York, you know where I was that day? I was in New York.
Was it addressed to you?
Yeah.
Did he know you were going to be there, and so he just...
Maybe.
Right.
But, now we're on good terms, so...
I like it.
We're cool now.
Yeah. So we're going to do something, our next segment, Shower Thoughts.
Shower
And I wanted to kick that off because I ruin these sound bits every time.
You are the worst.
But,
you're supposed to be Captain Podcast Experience over here, and he's just walking all over.
All right, so I wanted to kick this one off because I just posted it on Twitter, and I hope everyone saw it, because you obviously follow us on Twitter if you listen to this podcast. But
Great.
I posted on Twitter.
Was that like a shaming if we don't follow you on Twitter right there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
You should feel ashamed.
I'm not above shaming.
Twitter shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow us or we'll publicly shame you.
Right.
That's basically terrorism. You're using fear to motivate people.
Let's not throw the T word around.
Right? You heard it here first. Matt's a terrorist.
Oh gosh.
All right, so what I posted on Twitter was
How did we get here?
I posted a shower thought because I thought it was entertaining and I thought everyone would enjoy it as kind of a teaser for the episode.
Oh, yeah.
But I posted this a little bit ago. But it says your phone number is saved in someone's phone who has completely forgotten you.
That's a little depressing to
Have
think
you ever
about.
looked through your phone at all of the random contacts that you
Yes.
have?
There's a lot of weird ones.
I just pulled up my contacts like today to give you a call, and
to see who you had forgotten.
no, I just pulled up my contacts and I saw like 5 like at the top of my, just in the A's where I was just like,
Thanks a lot. What are you trying to say?
I don't know any of them. Well, you didn't pop up because you're in the H's.
Your phone's not first name.
It's last
I
name.
guess I think
Yeah.
so.
Do you
I think
search
it
by
does.
first name or last name?
I think
Because
it
you can
does-
change
I
that.
think it does by last name. which
See, I changed
I don't
mine to
care.
first name because generally when I think of someone, I'm like, oh, I got to text Matt.
I did not
Yeah.
know
And so
you could
then
do that.
Yeah, you can change it.
Well, thank you.
I mean,
welcome.
Thank
You're
you. You
welcome.
just changed my life, honestly.
I mean, if you
Because
type in
it is
Matthew,
way
you're gonna
hard.
get it.
It's way harder to be like, oh, I need to text so and so, and then you have to type in their last name to search their number real quick.
yeah.
Like you can just say, well, you know,
But if you type in Matthew, it'll pull up all of the Matthews.
Yeah.
yeah, but generally, if you're just like, if you scroll through or whatever,
Yeah,
and
it's by
yeah,
last name or whatever.
when I search, it search by first name.
I know people. I like to memorize people's first and last names. I don't know why, but I just like that. I think it's like a sports thing a little bit. Like when you play sports, I like to call people by their last name.
Oh, okay.
I like that. I think it's
That's something
fun.
if you're like on a different team.
Well, I think that
If
when
you reference your teammates by their last name, that's the kind of guy I wanted to punch.
for real.
Yeah.
Like, no,
if
see-
I'm on the court and someone's like, hey, Harris, I'm like, yo, we're teammates. Don't start something.
It's
No, see,
Aaron.
See,
I know you hate that.
Oh
I
my
know you
gosh.
hate that.
I lived with that on a daily basis because there
People
were
just calling you Kaufman
well, there
all
were
the time?
3 Matthews. So I've always been Kaufman.
But come up with a cool nickname, not just Kaufman.
Oh no, I'm good with Kaufman. It's
Oh.
my last name.
Yeah, I'm not
Gotta
saying
have
it's a
some love for
bad
your
last
last
name.
name.
I don't dislike my last name, but I feel like it's a disrespectful thing.
Man.
Man,
Yeah, okay. All right.
Man.
Get out of here.
all right. That was so bad. That was just
Sorry.
a bad joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry.
So you guys never had nicknames? Like in high school? That everyone called you or anything like that?
no, I didn't.
Lancer?
I had enough time, hard enough time with people calling me Lancer, to where
Yeah,
like,
that's not a name that
yeah.
a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went through a phase where a lot of people just called me.
Wanker.
A lot of people just called me A-Rod.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Like,
cool.
It's similar to my name, and a couple of people called me A-Rod, and so it just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And so we'd be on the basketball court, and it'd be A-Rod.
Yeah.
Even though it's not my name.
2 syllables though, it's too much.
And yeah, it's not like Bill.
Granted, I was
Right.
Kaufman.
But anyway, so yeah, that just kind of stuck.
yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't like it when Pierce called me Harris.
See, I didn't care.
was-
I
was
like
like-
that.
I was like,
Because
whatever.
I would call other people by last names too. Because we had 2 Kyles.
I feel like this is a good Facebook poll right here.
Like, who
Would you rather be called
got a
a nickname or just be constantly referenced by your last name?
who's
That's a good
weirdly
would you rather.
annoyed by their last name and
No,
who's not?
it's not that you don't. It's not that you dislike your last name, but if like all you ever did was call people by their last name, hey Kaufman, like eventually you kind of feel like you're a little bit of a dweeb.
Like I said, I've been called Kaufman for like most of my life.
Yeah, but if nobody ever referenced your first name, wouldn't that get annoying after a while?
Not for me. I've been Kaufman. Like I am
okay,
Kaufman.
So Lancer, if every time I see you, it's like, hey Smith, that would get
mean-
annoying.
I mean, I guess it depends on our relationship, right? Because
Yeah,
like,
I guess so.
I had like coaches who would call me Smith. I also had teachers that would call me Smith.
It's a
Yeah.
little different when it's
But
somebody in a position.
Smith's
of
a little
authority.
hard though. There's too many Smiths in
Yeah.
this world.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
we need
if
to,
it's-
we need to reduce that surplus population.
But doesn't it make a difference if it's a peer?
what?
Am I on an island by myself here?
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
I think you are.
Apparently, I'm the only one in this world that doesn't just
Well, so here's the deal. Like I've been called so many different things because there's so many Matthews.
right.
Which I guess I could have switched to my middle name, but I wasn't doing that. I didn't want to go to my middle name. I like my middle name. It's James, but I just didn't want to switch. I always look
People
down
could
on
call
those
you
kids.
MJ.
I always look down on those kids that like
Yeah.
at like yeah, I wasn't going with that either. I always look down on those kids that at like 15 they're like, I'm going by my middle name now. It's like, no, you're still that kid.
Right.
I hated that.
Yeah.
Middle names like almost.
Oh
don't
yeah,
count.
the kids that changed
Middle
their name
names only count when you're
during
like a
school.
serial killer.
You
Like
know-
all
you're
serial
like-
killers go by all three names.
Not necessarily.
well,
we
Most
did
of
have
them.
that.
John
yeah.
Wilkes Booth.
Ted Bundy.
What is with your obsession? I'm beginning to
It just
think
keeps coming to mind.
Matt has this weird man crush on Ted
Jack
Bundy.
the Ripper. I mean, 3 names.
Man, his parents, they were not very innovative on that middle name. Let's start with something small. Let's maybe a T. The. Okay,
Let's
Not a
just
lot
keep,
of thes
just
out
keep
there.
it going. Keep it going. We're
like it.
busy people.
Who else is there?
Who
I'm
else?
trying to think.
There was Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, the guy that killed Robert Kennedy was actually like, was he
Hannibal Lecter is just Hannibal Lecter, right? Was there?
I think so.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
like,
Grant, I'm sure he had a middle name, but
Right.
who was the guy that? Okay, so Lee Harvey Oswald, he got shot by. Who did he get shot by?
Lee Harvey Oswald shot. Or wait.
Yes,
He's the one that supposedly shot JFK.
depending
or
on what you
whatever,
believe, right?
Right.
So he's the one that shot JFK, but he was shot.
But really,
Jack
it was our
Ruby.
government.
Jack
but
Ruby shot him. Jack Ruby shot him.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Like coming out of a court, right?
Right. Yeah.
But so you had John Wilkes Booth. Wasn't it? I think the guy that shot Robert Kennedy and assassinated him was Sirhan B. Sirhan.
Nah, I don't know that one.
That's like 5 names. Sir.
No, it's Sarhon, one name.
Oh, okay.
But he's like, I don't want to like misquote or like misrepresent some nation.
What nationality was he?
He was like Syrian or something
Okay.
like that.
I was gonna
I
say,
could be
that
totally
seems
wrong
like
on
a-
that.
yeah.
Jordanian, something. But yeah, Sirhan, and his middle initial was B, and then Sirhan. So I don't know. It's just like a thing where
He was like, I already am.
if you kill somebody famous, you got to go by all 3 names.
Yeah.
Oh, the dude that shot, oh goodness,
Lincoln?
No,
we already went there.
Martin Luther King.
I don't know that one. I don't know that one off the top. Of
James Earl Ray.
Jones.
But,
Not James.
but Martin Luther King went by all 3 names too.
Martin Luther King. James Earl Ray.
Yeah.
So yeah, James
Yeah.
Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Poor
Right.
guy got brought up in the middle of serial killers.
Yeah, sorry about
Darth
that.
Vader.
Well, technically,
Fantastic voice.
how many people do you have to kill to be a serial killer?
Like more than one.
This
I'm pretty sure.
I
podcast
don't
is
know.
off the rails.
Yeah.
Well, serial
We've
killer.
done one shower thoughts.
Being a serial killer is not based on how many people you kill. It's the way in which you decide on your kill, I guess.
Like you have a
Right?
method to the way you kill.
Well, and it's that you're killing for the kill. You're not.
So you're a
killing
serial
for-
killer if you just kill one
It's
person.
the motive, isn't it?
So, but if you do something, well, when do you kill somebody with a pure motive?
Well, let's say that someone made you angry and so you killed them.
Right.
That's a reactionary
Okay.
thing. Whereas a serial killer is a methodical,
Like it's-
planned, and there's not only a motive, but there's also a method, I guess, because there's a specific serial to it. You know, there's a
Like
signature.
a serial code. Or like what is it? What's the No, like what like
Oh,
a serial number,
oh.
a serial number.
Like
Like
the,
there's a code to the way you're doing it. There's like a process.
Right.
That's where I was going with that.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Like the Zodiac?
Yeah, like the Zodiac killer, I guess. I don't know anything about him really, but
I don't know anything about it.
I don't think it was like I heard it wasn't just one person. It's just like it was
Well,
probably a bunch
that's
of
I don't think
that's
they
the
really
same
know.
thing that people think about Jack the Ripper too. Was
Right.
it just one person? Was it more than one person?
Look,
Who
I'm
knows?
telling you, every morning I'm a serial killer because I can go through like 4 or 5 bowls for breakfast. So
Well, I'm generally killing the serial
I heard-
at like 11 o'clock.
Okay,
Okay, there you go.
I'm still off topic, but I heard a great name for a spoon the other day. A
What?
belly shovel.
a belly shovel is a,
A
good
belly
name.
shovel.
Belly shovel.
That sounds gross,
I love it though.
Right
but
now,
I'm okay with it.
It's like it skipped the mouth. It's straight into the belly. It's just right on it.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna do some more shower thoughts here.
I got one for you
Okay,
guys.
go ahead.
This one's really good actually. Everything in the universe is either a duck or it's not a duck. You can think about classify
What?
everything in the universe. You either have ducks or not ducks.
Okay.
Have you ever thought about that?
Wow. No.
Yeah.
Glad you brought that to
Yeah,
mind.
I've brought that up. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
pretty much everything in this office is not a duck.
Right. So
Right.
we are in the not
You
duck
said pretty
category.
much.
Pretty much.
Is there something?
There could be a hatchling somewhere. Can you imagine if the non-ducks fought the ducks?
That would be a pretty one-sided fight.
Yeah.
What if you're ducking?
Oh,
What if you duck
Are you a
face?
duck?
why is it
not
called
a
ducking when you put your head down? Like, do ducks do that? Like, hey, get your head down.
I don't know. I'd have to ask one.
Yeah, it's tough to. These theological discussions like this, the deep topics.
Is
of
this
the
what you
universe,
guys talked about, like at Bible college?
all the time? You
Yeah,
know, we
yeah.
tried to solve mysteries of the world like this.
Duck questions.
Duck questions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a
sauce.
really good duck call. You want to hear it?
do it
Hear it.
live.
Do
Do
it.
it live. Shoot
All right,
from the
here we
Hip
go.
podcast.
All right.
Hey, duck!
That was good. That was really
Yeah.
good.
It works.
There's one in the hallway right now.
Man.
Strange. Let's move on. So,
Okay.
Gosh.
this one was sent in by a friend. Is a rivalry between two vegetarians still called a beef?
Ooh.
No, it's called a
Or-
beat.
Or is it?
A beef.
It's called.
I've got a beat with you. It sounds like two rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I was actually going to say it's a tofu because a lot of times they use tofu
Yeah.
to replace meat.
Yeah, nice.
So
Where did that phraseology come from? I have a beef with you.
I don't know. I honestly had
Like,
never
if you
heard it
stop
until
and think about it, it is weird.
I had never heard it until like maybe a few years ago, like 3
Really?
years ago. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm just not very street. Does
mean-
that surprise you?
Not at all. Matt does not speak jive.
But yeah, no, I did not really know that much about.
I don't know. It just
what a
sounds
beef
like
was
it's weird
until-
terminology.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I mean,
as if a lot of like
we have a lot of
random
weird
street
idioms.
talk stuff
Yes,
is
right.
normal terminology.
Some of it is normal, yes.
yeah, so woke.
The word woke is odd.
All right, so I got another one. The only way to prove you're mortal is by dying.
yeah.
Mm.
So as far as everyone knows, we are all immortal.
Yeah.
This podcast will go on infinitely.
Yes.
Yes.
It will.
That'd be
Absolutely.
awesome. I mean, we would have the #1 running show in the history of the world.
If it was like immortal, if it lasted like
Yeah.
100 years.
Yeah.
Well, unless like nobody watched
Will
it.
people still listen to podcasts like 50 years from
You know,
now?
I was thinking about that. I was like, what if this podcast lasted 10 years? It would probably morph into something other than a podcast.
Yeah, it would probably be like a 3D holographic,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
video.
Maybe just a video.
video.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a video. Like, yeah, I like the 3D VR video.
Maybe, yeah,
thing.
maybe it's a VR. People can sit in the studio and we can just do like charades the whole time.
Charades.
Where did that come from? That would be legit.
interpretive dancing.
People just sitting in their houses on their couches being like, a flower, a cat.
We could just improv interpretive dance the whole time.
That'd be
Just
great.
figure things like people
That's
figure
such
it out.
a
I don't know
terrible-
that anybody would watch our quote unquote podcast, whatever it's called at that point in time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you could call it a podcast. It would be called like a
It'd be called a iCast.
yes.
Yeah.
So how about this? What if this is so dumb? What if dogs lick us because they know that we have bones inside of us and they want them?
I like that.
That's pretty funny.
That's really
That's
good.
a little creepy,
Man,
but yeah.
it makes your dog so much less lovable.
Every time your dog comes up to you now and licks you, you're gonna be like, I feel like there's some ulterior motives at work here.
They're just waiting.
yeah, they're just holding out because they know that there's bones inside of us and they smell them and they want to get at them.
I just can't wait for this guy to kick off.
I got something along with the canine thing. The Apollo 11 left a pile of almost 100 bags of human waste behind on the surface of the moon. So as far as feline or canine aliens are concerned, the moon is officially ours.
It is.
Claimed.
Dude.
Do you believe in alien life forms?
Oh man, that's such a
Yes or no?
Yes.
no.
Oh gosh.
Wait, so you actually do?
I mean, like
They got to be out there
I
somewhere.
mean, we're building a wall. I mean,
Not those kind of aliens.
oh, those kinds. I mean,
Nice.
We need a like a rim shot. You know.
I mean, like I guess you could go with the the C.S. Lewis version of alien life forms, and that's pretty classic. Out of the Silent Planet and stuff like that. All right, our guys have not read it,
Nope.
but
Wait.
That would involve reading a
Yeah,
book.
you mean
it's
what do
a
you think?
C.S. Lewis though. it's
That means nothing.
it's actually a short book, and it's like it's pretty old. So
All I
when you,
read is self-help books
well,
because I need a lot of help.
because they're boring.
Well, not really because I'm boring. It's actually because I'm not boring. That's why I need a lot of help.
Boring
Because if I
people
was
read
boring,
self-help
I'd probably
books.
be more put together. I'm all over the map,
I
though.
need people telling me how to live my life.
Let me see. I might have one more on these shower thoughts
I,
here.
I got one to throw in real quick.
I do too.
Okay, we'll do them both. Mine's real
Yeah,
short.
do.
Yawning is like your body giving you the 20% battery message. So yeah, when you're yawning, it's like
I would say that's true, except that there's that middle of the day, like 3 o'clock yawn that comes on.
a little boost
It's
to
like,
charge.
what goes on at 3 o'clock that your body just wants to shut down?
It's dead. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hate that, and like I'm sure it's because of my diet. It's probably because I eat a bunch of carbs and
Couldn't
stuff.
have been that Snickers bar I had at lunch.
But yes, just that 3 o'clock
Yeah.
rolls around.
No, I'm with
it's
you. That's
just-
That's why companies like 5 Hour Energy exist.
Yeah,
that's
but
also why other
I don't
countries
do that though.
other countries do like siestas and stuff too. They just like shut down in the middle of the day because like everyone's like, I
Yeah,
just
but
need a
then I
nap.
gotta work later. No, I'm good.
Yeah, you know, just
I'm
get,
not lazy like that.
get paid during that time. That'd be great.
That's why we're
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
We power through the siestas.
Right.
So
Have you ever used the bathroom and calculated how much money you're earning by sitting on the John for 5 minutes?
No.
but
You're
maybe
like,
I should. I've probably racked up a serious amount of dough in my day sitting on the toilet.
It'll make you feel bad a little bit,
Wow.
Well, not really. I mean,
or it'll make you feel good.
yeah, there you go.
Right.
How about this? This is a good one. The person, this is so dumb. The person who proofread Adolf Hitler's speeches was a grammar Nazi.
Yes.
I like that.
That's pretty true, actually.
Legit.
Can you imagine being the person that had to be like, nah, this isn't that good? And then, like,
Well, it's a good
hope
thing
he
he
doesn't,
was,
like, kill
it's a
you
good thing
for it.
he was good at his speeches. So.
Yeah, or maybe nobody.
Did he write his own?
Maybe he wasn't that good of a speech giver, but you were afraid not to, like, clap and cheer and, you know,
Yeah.
be, like, so over the top about it because otherwise.
But he's known for being a good speech giver, too, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, he didn't have, like, all of the evil people in the world following him for no reason.
Yeah.
All right, you guys watched The Office, right?
Yes.
Like, did you ever remember the episode when Dwight like mimicked
Yeah.
one of Hitler's
No,
speeches?
it was actually a Stalin
It
speech.
was a Stalin speech,
Yeah,
and he
uh-huh.
got everyone like he slammed
Yeah.
slammed the table at the right
Yeah.
times and all. He got everyone all pumped up with it.
They,
Yeah,
there,
it's-
there were pieces of different speeches, but Stalin was like the prominent one.
Right.
there.
It's
But yeah,
crazy
don't ask
because
me
those
why I know
guys
that.
are, like, I hate to use the word good, but let's say the word effective. They were
Oh,
very
yeah.
effective leaders.
Yeah.
Granted, they were, you know, hideous monsters,
Right.
but they were leading, I mean, millions of people
Right.
in indignation, and those people were
Yeah.
completely.
Almost as bad as Donald Trump.
Oh.
I couldn't even stay straight through all
Can
of
you
that.
imagine if Donald Trump was on Twitter, like, trolling Hitler constantly? Like he is the left? Like, it would be the
Goodness.
weirdest. The other day, he's like, my father was born in Germany. It's a beautiful place. I love Germany.
It's great.
And Adolf Hitler is going to be like sitting over there like, yes. Shower. Oh, man.
All right, so here's a fun one to go with aliens, I guess.
Oh, boy.
Mike Wazowski. I don't know, is he an alien? He's a monster.
Monster.
All right, Mike Wazowski nodding. So imagine Mike Wazowski nodding for a moment. Is technically the same as him twerking.
I don't know where
I
you
think that's a
came
good
up
one
with
to
that.
end on it.
That was a cold shower. That was what that was. Holy cow. Yeah, Mike Wazowski, the all-seeing eye.
Oh, man.
I have no words for that other than it's time to move on to
Yeah.
something. Oh, my gosh.
Gosh, here we go.
What a
All
stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
Well, I do ask a lot of stupid questions.
You
so I'm gonna
almost
ask a
talked
couple
over
of
it
them.
again.
No,
You
I
caught
would never do
yourself.
that.
You
I would never do that.
Oh, man.
once I heard Donald Trump, I was like, oh, better shut up.
Yeah, be quiet.
Show
Listen.
some respect.
I almost made a Hitler joke again. All right. All right, so here we go. I've got two pretty difficult questions, so I'm interested to see what you guys say. And honestly, I haven't come up with an answer on these, so I'm going to be coming up on the fly for an answer on these. I haven't thought about these a whole lot. If you had infinite money, okay, what would be your lifetime hobby, excluding your current profession? Because I know, Lancer, you would just want to be
I'd just be a
teaching.
teacher. Like I would just teach like
Man, I just would have a
24/7 if I could.
passion for writing curriculum.
I just do detention duty.
Lesson
all my
plans,
life.
man.
No. All right, so like,
Infinite money. So we can
Infinite
money.
So I mean, nothing's off the table,
Right.
as far as hobbies.
Yeah.
And we can pick any hobby. What would be our hobby?
Yes.
Oh,
so all right, so this obviously would not really dig into infinite money. Although anything we do wouldn't dig into it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's the infinite money is just to open up the possibilities to anything.
okay.
all right, so one thing, and I might come up with a better answer, but one dream that I've always had is I call it the ride around the block. I want to get on my motorcycle here in Georgia,
Okay. Oh yeah.
ride across to California,
Yeah.
ride all the way up to Alaska, ride across Canada, and ride back down the East Coast on a motorcycle. I call it the ride around the block.
And you're doing it all in one trip, right?
Yeah, just one trip on a motorcycle, just go. See the entire, what a.
Why don't you just
America,
ride
Canada.
around the world, man? You
You know,
got infinite money. It's your hobby.
I could do that. I'm just afraid of some of the places that I would have to ride through.
Like the oceans.
Like the ocean wouldn't be a very good place to ride.
The Bermuda Triangle's gonna be a little tricky.
Well, when airplanes are outlawed under the Green New Deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. I
what
don't
you got,
know. I would probably say traveling the world would have to be on that list, just because you're not strapped by financial constraints. So,
Yeah.
I mean, staying at the most exotic places, seeing the world, you'd be able to experience, I mean, so many awesome places, but you would also, not have a budget.
Yeah.
So whether it's food, lodging, transportation, there's nothing off the table. So you can see and do anything. And to be able to document travels around the world would be something that I think would be awesome.
So you're going to become a blogger.
Yeah, basically, I'm just going to become a hipster, and
Very nice.
I'm going to start a blog and pare down my wardrobe to what I can fit in a suitcase and a carry-on.
Well, I think I'm going to become an old curmudgeon because what my thought is, I would love to get.
Matt's like, I'd like to take up stamp collecting.
Not quite, but I would love to get like a bunch of woodworking hand tools, like nice woodworking hand tools, and just start building
Making
my own
furniture?
sailboats.
Sailboat building.
Sailboats, and then go sailing.
So you have an infinite amount of money, but you don't have an infinite amount of time.
No.
I feel like that's a really poor choice because unless you really love just building boats, how long is it going to take you to build a sailboat by yourself?
It'd take a little while.
But are you just going to build boats and not actually use them?
No, I'd sail them too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's part of this is sailing them because I want to build my own boat, like a legit like wood frame boat.
Are you going to be like
And I
building
wanna
more
sail
than
it.
one? Or?
Probably.
Okay.
I'll probably have like a sailboat, and I'll probably have
That's
a
like,
kayak. and
I
I'll
have
probably
infinite money, so I don't need to work. What would be my hobby? Probably working.
Yes.
I'm just gonna work.
I'm going to stay in
What
my
is-
basement and build a boat.
What is life worth if you're not doing something work-wise? I feel like
That's
there's,
why
there's
I'm writing a
something
blog.
Yeah. You got the blog. You got the blog. Lancer's got nothing.
Lancer, I feel like Lancer would be really good at like reviewing pants and padding for motorcycle seats.
Yes.
In all seriousness, Lancer would have a camera strapped to his back, and he would be taking pictures.
Yeah, I would. I would
Guaranteed.
totally be taking just
Being an
epic
adventure
pictures,
photographer
Yeah.
would be awesome.
That
So
would be really
you would be
cool.
taking a
Yeah.
bunch of pictures. You'd be doing a blog, and I would be sailing.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Well,
Like,
you'd be building a boat for a long time before you sailed. How much woodworking experience do you have?
Oh, none.
Okay, so you have infinite amount of money, so you have to go somewhere
see-
to learn woodworking.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing. I'm all about learning.
Would you hire
something
like
new.
a private tutor? to come into your home and like
100%.
teach you.
Yeah. That
like
would be
a
the cool way to do it.
professional. Yes.
Like get like a
That's what I'm
legit
talking about.
Viking to come in, like bring one back from the dead to tell you how to.
I didn't say infinite anything.
All right,
you have
Leif.
infinite money.
Leif, I want to sail around the world in my own boat.
My goodness.
What do I need to do?
Suddenly
I
I'm
don't know.
like doing some sort of ritual to bring someone back from the dead. No, but yeah, I think that would be awesome to learn something new, like that kind of wood crafting and
Right.
stuff. It'd be sweet.
It would be sweet, but I just feel like you wouldn't be expending that. You wouldn't be delving too much into your resources.
No.
Now, Matt, let me ask
But
you.
if you
that's-
have,
that's
if
an
you have
awesome hobby.
infinite money and you're just like being conservative with it, like you don't get to take it with you. You never run out. I would be like maxing
Well,
everything
you see,
out.
for some people, money isn't everything, man.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
You just threw
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, says the extortion guy over
Infinite
here.
money.
Well, I've got infinite money, so I don't have to worry about like earning for retirement or anything. So I can do nothing work-wise.
right.
I don't have to travel.
But you are choosing to work.
Yeah, well, yeah,
And you're not actually
it's not
sp- you're
work.
like,
That's
maybe
a
I could
hobby,
buy
man.
a tool
That's
or
a
two.
hobby. That's not work.
Can I make like?
Do it working on like building a boat. That's legit.
Can I
I
make
know
like?
it's legit, but
That'd
I'm
be
still
fun.
saying, have
I
you
would
ever
have a blast?
See, this is the
man.
problem. I have done woodworking, and you know what you have to do? Like second half of that word is work.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you could just buy a boat. I mean,
Thank you.
Just say-
but see,
I
that's
tell people you built.
that's not so cool, dude. When you build like a legit like wood ship and then you
I feel
sail
like
it,
Matt would take like 10 years
Yeah.
to build this boat. And then
Absolutely.
he goes to launch it and like it sinks in
Nah.
like 25
I
minutes.
would have a professional help.
He's
me.
like,
all
ah,
right, all right,
man.
quick.
I'd have that professional tutor.
I want to add
Yeah, yeah.
something to yours. If you have infinite money, like
Yeah.
the top of the ocean is kind of just the top of the ocean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
you
just
gotta go
water.
under.
You got to go under, right? Why not submarine around the world?
I like
wooden
I like the
submarine.
top better than I like below.
Really?
I'll be honest. Yeah.
Do you get claustrophobic?
I don't get claustrophobic, but I've never been that much of a water person. I just didn't swim that much. Like growing, well, I swam a lot because we had a pool, but like I didn't do like a lot of deep water stuff. I'm not very.
That's why Matt's really
Proficient.
bad at shower thoughts.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not
'cause
really a water
I don't spend enough time in the water. That's the problem.
He showers with Kool-Aid. Oh, here we go. I got one for you. You're offered a pill that makes you 25% more intelligent, but permanently removes your hair, including eyebrows. Do you take it?
Yeah.
Lancer, as the resident bald person in the
So,
room,
repeat that one more time
Okay.
for me.
you're offered a pill that makes you
Yeah.
25% more intelligent,
Okay.
but permanently removes your hair, inclling eyebrows. Do you take it?
So as a bald guy, the guy in the room
There's
with
ups and
experience.
downs to
Speak to
losing all
this.
that.
All right, so here's the thing. I don't like. I take a little offense to the fact that says that losing your hair is a bad thing.
all of it,
But
including
you
your
got
beard,
eyebrows, you got a beard.
I mean, true. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Have you ever seen somebody with their eyebrows
Including your
shaved?
Maybe a little-
chest
little
hair?
weird. That was maybe
your back hair,
All right. Well, here's the
All
thing.
right,
Your
all right,
nose hair?
yeah. Some of this is a pro at some point.
your eyelashes.
So at this, okay. So here's the thing, right? When you don't have
Are
hair
eyelashes
on
hair?
your head,
yeah. What kind of a
I don't
question
know.
is that?
Like we don't associate them as hair. though.
eyelashes or hair? Yes.
oh, and you know another thing.
It almost
too,
seems like it's a different texture, though.
another
it's
thing too.
100% hair.
Like, all right, you're increasing your knowledge by 25%.
Your nose hair is
It's
a
not a
different
lot.
texture too.
So like, but what if your like IQ is already like 50? Then you're going to be up to 75. You're not really that much better. But if you're like an IQ of like 150 and 25% better than that, you're doing pretty good, right?
Well,
so
yeah, I feel like if the percentage was higher, it would be more appealing.
yeah,
But at 25%,
It's hard to measure that, too.
Like, what is 25%
Now-
increase in your intelligence going to change about your life?
should we modify this a little bit? Like here's a option to modify it.
Okay.
And you tell me if this is a bad idea. How about increasing your income by 25% instantly?
Okay, so you have to live with the shame of
wait, shame.
no.
The problem that I have is like when
Hey,
it comes to
it's not the baldness, man. It's the fact that you don't have eyebrows. Like you're gonna look freaky.
Here's the deal with like 25% more intelligence. What does that mean? Like, I personally, you think that you're intelligent anyway,
Right.
so what is that? It means something for everyone else that looks at you more than it means for yourself.
I don't know. I think it's a 25%. I don't think 25% is enough.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it.
yeah. You're talking about income wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or intelligence wise. I like my hair. I mean, I don't like my hair.
I'm trying to do the math for 25%.
I like the
more
idea. I like
income.
having hair. And so I don't think...
I mean, 25% more income is a pretty decent boost. I mean, that's
Sure.
a pretty significant raise.
That's a good raise, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
but
good
okay, but
raise.
think about this. Like, if you're not...
what do you get for a raise? Like 20%? Like
I get like a 0.5% a year.
Yeah.
Pretty
So,
lame.
but if you're somebody that's not in like a higher... Like, the higher in the bracket you are, the more difference that makes, right?
Yeah.
But if you're somebody who is... Let's say you're not making median income.
Yeah.
25%?
Right.
Like, is that going to be worth you looking like
Well,
no
I mean-
eyebrows, no beard, no hair, no
But
nothing
see,
the rest of your
25%
life?
still makes a pretty significant change to.
Is that
like-
enough to basically get a really nice fake do going the rest of your life?
Well, and the thing that you have to consider is basically it puts you 25% up on everyone else that works in the same level that you are. And you continue to grow beyond that point.
I don't know. I'm saying no.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm keeping my hair.
No, yeah, I like my beard too much
Yeah.
because I look like a baby without it. So
Think if you had no beard, no eyelashes, no eyebrows.
I think I would
no
be a
hair.
weird bald too.
Yeah.
I've got like a ridge
We
on
would
the top of my head.
all be like Q-tips.
Yeah.
Like really slick Q-tips.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
instantly going bald for a second? I've thought about this. Like instant baldness, I would have like this big white patch on the top of my head. It'd be pretty great.
I can make it happen for you guys. I
No, I'm
good.
good. Thank you.
I'm a
Appreciate
professional
it.
bald
Terrifying
guy.
thought.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got here?
All right. So if you were offered $1 million, okay, so $1 million,
ready.
but if you were offered $1 million, but you had to smack the person you love most without explanation, ever, would you do it?
Yes.
All right. You just
Baby, just trust me.
Do you trust me?
Just one time, just smack the person you love the most.
Yeah.
I feel like $1 million, I could probably come up with something that would
I
overcome
I
that.
missed a couple words in this.
Oh,
As hard as you can.
okay.
Just
Yeah.
like everything behind it. Like if you held back 1%,
You don't get the
you
million.
don't get the million, and
Yeah.
you slapped him with 99%.
there. So
Man.
so
If I say yes,
that's where it gets
I
hard.
sound
and
like
that's
a
what-
really horrible person, right?
yeah. You sound like
All
a
right,
white beater.
I choose not to answer this question. This is a terrible choice, man.
Yeah.
What's
sorry.
your choice?
I don't think I could do that.
Man,
I don't think I'd be able to.
I hate this question.
It's a hard one. It's a diabolical dilemma.
I would so slap someone. Like
Yeah, you're not married.
still,
If you said, "Look,"
that doesn't mean I don't care about people, though. Right?
could you say
like, hey mom, bam.
do you get to set the question up?
Might be worse.
Like, not tell them what the outcome's going to be, but can you set it up and be like, "Listen, I'm going to do something really terrible to you, but trust me, it is going to be worth your time."
I say no. I say you have to walk up to him cold.
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay, let's reverse a role. All right. The person that you love the most is posed this question and they choose you. And they just slap the junk out of you with no explanation. But then they say, "Hey, if I did that, I got $1 million. Would you be okay with it?"
Well, here's the deal. That's why I said ever. You don't get to give an explanation ever. So you
Yes,
smack
but
them.
all of a sudden there's $1 million in your bank account. Don't you think that would be an explanation?
They don't know why. Well, they don't know when that $1 million came in. They don't know why you got $1 million. You don't ever get to tell them why you came into $1 million. Why'd you come into $1 million?
Well, here's the thing.
Why'd you smack me?
I'm sworn to secrecy.
Who gave you $1 million to smack me?
Well,
I would be
There's
like,
so many
let's put
questions.
the pieces of the puzzle together.
Can you imagine the arguments that would ensue? And you're like, I can't tell you.
No, honestly, you go up to him, you slap him as hard as you can, and then you just grab him and say, "I am so sorry," and they'll eventually forgive you. They'll get over
I
it.
got an idea.
Can you do it like sleepwalking?
No. What you got to do? Is,
Like you wake up and you're just like, "Bah!" And you're like, "Oh my gosh,
It's
what
either
just happened?"
It's either that or you're like you act like you're tripping, and you just
And you
like
just
swing,
nail 'em.
Yeah, it's like I tripped.
You're like,
Sorry.
"Yep, there was a mosquito. Sorry."
Yeah.
I just had to.
Yeah.
How about this one? This is kind of a weird question. So, if all of the states in the USA were represented by food, what would be the food of the state that you live in? Since we all live in the same
was gonna
state,
say.
we're going to probably have to pick some different.
Should we pick states that we're from? Because
Maybe states
yeah.
that we're from.
You're
Yeah, that'd
from
be
Georgia,
I'm
right?
from Georgia.
You're
I'm
from
from
Georgia.
South Carolina, and you're
I'm
from
originally from Missouri.
Missouri. Okay.
So, what would be the food that represents your state?
I gotta think about it for just a second.
I mean,
So-
mine's pretty easy.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like Georgia's the peach state, right? But here's the thing: like everyone who comes from Georgia says, Georgia does not sell the most peaches, right?
No,
Right,
it's actually
right.
not.
And so
You know who does?
South Carolina.
Yeah.
So I would honestly, man, ever since I've been growing up as a kid, there's always peanuts around. I mean,
Yeah.
there's always been peanuts.
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, Jimmy
the,
Carter
the
and
famous Peanut Man.
So I mean, for me that one's kind of easy. Peanuts would be Georgia.
okay.
So that would be the food. There you go.
I think Missouri. It's hard to say. I don't want to it's hard. You're kind of like speaking for the entire state. I feel like this is an important decision.
This is really difficult.
Everyone in Missouri is going to be
I mean,
judging me.
that's
for
why
this.
we get these kinds of.
I'm still stuck, and I'm sweating. right now.
I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards ribs. I think ribs is
Okay.
is a Missouri thing. It's kind of Midwest. Just kind of we're going out to dinner. Let's get a little grungy. Let's
Yeah.
eat some ribs.
See, for Georgia, I almost thought barbecue,
Yeah, but that's more like
but really the problem is
it's
that
too
everywhere
broad.
is barbecue.
Yeah, you could be like
Yeah.
Texas is barbecue.
South Carolina does. They've got
right,
their own
but,
brand
like,
of it. North Carolina does. They've got their own.
There's
brand
two
of it.
major cities in Missouri, Kansas City and St. Louis, that
Yeah.
have certain styles of barbecue.
Yes. Mhm.
So, especially ribs, like St. Louis
Yeah.
style ribs or Kansas City style ribs. I'm going with ribs.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's a fair. It's kind of hard when you think about it. Some states
Yeah.
are obvious to me.
Man, the,
Like Iowa, to me, is corn,
Idaho potatoes.
potatoes.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
California, avocados.
Yeah. I can't think of anything for South Carolina. I'm trying to
South
think.
Carolina.
I
What would
would
it be?
like seafood.
yeah, seafood. a big
Maybe
thing there?
because that's the thing. I didn't live on the coast. I lived in the upstate, so
Right.
it's just
I feel like it wouldn't be crab though. That needs to be like Maryland,
right or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, or Alaska even. Maybe salmon.
Yeah,
up
salmon
there, yeah.
seems more Alaskan.
Yeah.
Man, that's weird. What would Florida be? Which is right below
Oranges.
us. Oranges.
Orange. Yeah, it's got to be
That's
oranges.
the
yeah.
cheap. That's a cheap out. On
What's
it, but
Texas? Like beef?
toast.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, toast!
Yeah.
Nice call.
That was a
Man,
good one.
I missed that one.
I was gonna say
that was-
buffalo or something.
Yeah.
No, that's got to be like Wyoming,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or,
probably.
Utah.
Yeah, so South
No,
Carolina.
Utah's got to be salt, right? Does that count?
Yeah, salt.
Yeah.
It's just salt.
Salt Lake City?
Yeah.
So we
Salt.
can just say
Is that
salt.
where the salt flats are? Where are the salt flats?
Yeah,
Okay.
Utah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So, man, if you
South
started
Carolina is like turnip greens or something like that.
going Brussels sprouts.
Maybe. Yeah.
Almost said fried green tomatoes for Georgia, but
Okay.
there,
Yeah,
there,
that's
there's
a
a
good
movie.
one.
I think the peanuts is a little better.
yeah, I think peanuts
yeah.
is good.
A little better assumption.
That's a good one.
But Matt, you still didn't come up with any. You guys kind of copped out of your answer.
Turnip greens is the best I could come up
Do
with. I
people
think.
eat a lot of turnip greens in South Carolina? Is
the,
that like
the good old Southern people? Yeah.
There's nothing that's like, hey, this is kind of like a South Carolina thing.
I don't. I mean, like there's a lot of just Southern things.
Right.
So I mean, you got the classic like fried chicken stuff like that. I don't know if that's gonna be something that's South Carolina.
Yeah. Does it really depict the state?
Right. Maybe coleslaw actually. Coleslaw would
Oh,
probably
there
be
you
a
go.
pretty good South Carolina.
There's a
thing.
Carolina style.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's good. So we got peanuts, ribs, and coleslaw. Sounds like a meal. Actually,
that is a meal.
pretty good.
It's a nice meal.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So should we move on to our roundtable discussion because this is a very important.
This is
roundtable
the
discussion.
most important one.
Can
we've ever
we
had.
like clarify at the beginning that we don't have a round table?
No,
It's-
We
don't.
have a rectangle.
But we-
It's a table.
But we are sitting around the table.
a rectangle.
rectangle.
But anyways, yeah, our round table discussion that's not round.
let me
or
put-
not round table.
Let me put out this caveat real quick. If you have little children and they don't know about their holiday characters yet, they should
Yes.
keep listening to learn more.
They're about to be
no.
educated.
Oh no.
All right, so we're going to talk about mythical holiday characters. We don't have a really particular like
No, there's no
direction
word
on
for
this,
those.
but and
Legendary
yeah.
figures of.
We actually had a long discussion of what you call holiday characters.
But it was a really bad podcast, so we didn't air it.
But they're not all characters that involve like holidays though. They're characters that just involve
yes, that's true.
childhood fantasy characters might be a
Yes.
good word to put on that.
Yeah, something like that.
Basically, what we're trying to say is they're not real.
Well, and wait, this topic,
Right?
Drop the bomb on
Well, they're fantasy, but not really a holiday.
This topic is-
How do we say it? They're made up.
this topic is probably the broadest thing we've ever brought forward because normally
Right.
we have like a question or something like that. This is just mythical holiday character.
Let's talk about
Go.
it.
Yeah. All right. Ready, set,
So-
break.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to go with the Tooth Fairy.
Well, first of all, let's bring
talk
this
about some-
up
okay,
before we
well,
go
all
there.
right, go ahead.
Is where the reason why we're even bringing this up is because by the time you hear this podcast, we will be right around the corner from Easter.
Yeah.
And so
And I'm not going to talk about the Easter Bunny.
we're not going to talk about the Easter Bunny
I'm
unless somebody brings it up, like me. But anyway, so we were kind of thinking, hey, you know, what's something that we could bring up and talk about that's has to do with Easter? And so we're like,
Yeah.
you know, well, there's the Easter Bunny, and so to keep it lighthearted, we thought maybe we'll bring up some of these mythological beings, or I don't know, figures of fantasy. That sounds like some sort of like song and dance at Disney World.
Figures of fantasy.
But so, anyways, Tooth Fairy, go.
Yeah, so
Wait, is this your favorite?
no.
Okay.
No, honestly, Tooth Fairy lasted all of about 2 teeth for me, I think. Something
really?
like that. Yeah, I got a couple quarters.
Would you have intentionally pulled more teeth out if The Rock was your Tooth Fairy?
I don't know. I wasn't that big into The Rock. I'll be honest. He wasn't a good actor.
But
And granted,
he
let's
still is acting, by the way.
let's also
It's not like he's dead.
yeah, fair enough.
He wasn't that good. I'm glad.
no, well, but he's gotten better. That's the caveat.
Okay.
Is that he was worse when
Well,
I was
maybe
younger.
every time he brings you money, he'll be a little bit better. Like, man, this is better than
A
last.
little buffer. And everything.
if The Rock came in with like $100 bill, yeah, I'd say, I'll
Yeah.
pull out some teeth.
What if he came in with just like a motivational speech? I feel like I would still pull teeth out for entertainment value.
Let me tell you something.
Well, I'm thinking as a kid. Like, as a kid, I wouldn't have cared if The Rock came in. Because I didn't really know who The Rock was as a kid. I didn't watch
You'd
WWE.
be like, oh, yes, that guy's the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, he's
I didn't watch WWE, but the funny thing is, I knew you smell what The Rock's got cooking.
Yeah.
Everyone knew that. I didn't even know what he looked like, but I knew that.
It's,
But anyway.
it's legendary.
Yeah, anyway, the Tooth Fairy was never a big thing to me, but it's that one character that I really didn't know much about the history of either. So I figured there's probably
I'm glad you
something
did some
interesting on it.
research on this because I didn't.
Yeah, I'm super prepared. So with that in mind, I looked up the super reliable source of Wikipedia, and I found some interesting information. And I found some information on English culture and then Norse culture. So in England, children were instructed to burn their baby teeth in order to save the child from the hardship of in the afterlife. So children who did not consign their baby teeth to the fire would spend eternity searching for them in the afterlife.
Whoa. That's
I don't know
pretty
why
heavy.
you're searching for your teeth in the afterlife like that, but weird.
That's pretty heavy.
Man,
Yeah.
And like
can you imagine in the afterlife just,
Why would you want your baby teeth? That's what I don't get.
I was going to say, everyone's going to be like nibbling on little food.
wow.
It's going to be all like crackers and
Well, and
applesauce.
I would imagine that's like either is it Anglo? I don't know what time period this is. It's during the Middle Ages, so I would assume that's like Catholic and Anglican belief stuff.
Right.
Weird.
That just had to be like
that is really odd. So,
that makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
wait. So in the afterlife, we all don't have teeth?
I don't know. That's what I don't understand.
Wait, you said you only lost 2 teeth. You're
Well,
going to
no,
be
no,
like,
no, I
you're gonna
didn't
be like a
just
beaver.
lose 2 teeth. I only put 2 teeth under my pillow to get money.
So does that mean
But
you're
that
going to
way.
be missing those 2 teeth then in the afterlife?
No. Well, I didn't burn any of them, so I won't get any of them.
They had to burn them.
You have to burn them. Otherwise, you have to search for them in the afterlife.
That's,
So you're not going to have any teeth.
So if you don't
I'm not
burn
going
them,
to either. Apparently,
if you don't,
Neither am I.
if you don't burn them,
Hey, Toothless was a pretty wicked, awesome dragon, though. So maybe that'll carry over.
Your quest in the afterlife is searching for your own teeth.
That sounds like what I would do in a
Forever.
nursing home, searching for my teeth.
Just thought that was interesting.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, in Norse culture, Children's teeth and other articles belonging to children were said to bring good luck in battle. Scandinavian warriors hung children's teeth on a string around their necks. Because there's nothing more intimidating than your children's teeth.
Wow.
I mean, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't really even have a retort for that. That's just
So question.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing feats that my parents ever did as I was growing up.
They wore your teeth
No.
around their necks when they went into
they did
battle?
not. They did not. But no, I put every single one of my teeth under my pillow, even long after I knew the tooth fairy wasn't around. I was just wanting the cash,
You
right?
just want the money, yeah.
just in
But
case.
My parents never woke me up, and they were flawless, like 100% accuracy. Like I was asleep,
Accuracy.
They
What did they
switched
shoot
it out,
it?
Like I never was like, "Oh, gotcha!" Like
Yeah.
I got you switching it out. I don't know
Yeah.
how they did it with my head there. I must be a deep sleeper, but I was pretty impressed. I gotta give a shout out to mom and dad for that one.
Nice.
That was pretty impressive.
Nice.
I don't know
Never
if you-
woke you up. Is that though like an indictment of your sleeping? Like you're just a super heavy sleeper? You don't wake up for anything?
I mean, that might be true too. I told you guys before. I set like 80 alarms in the morning because
Yeah,
I
that's
was
right.
just, like gone.
Like maybe your parents were like noisy and you just
They were probably just like, shove it under there.
Like slapping me around.
Slap you as hard as you can,
Yeah.
get $1 million bucks.
So
There you go.
here's a character. There's a lot of these.
Since they love me more than my brother.
There's a lot of these
one
mythological
of 'em.
creatures that we could bring up or talk about. But so, for instance, one that's brought up that most people don't think about is the boogeyman.
Yeah.
And so,
Boogeyman, I'll get you.
Underneath
Right.
your bed, in your closet.
so
The
the
Baba Yaga.
boogeyman. So here's kind of the genesis on this: is it goes back to basically parents frightening their children into good behavior
Yeah.
by saying the boogeyman will come to
Which
get
is
you.
most of these.
Correct. Yeah, it's like parents.
Santa Claus is the same.
Parents convincing their children to do something.
Yeah.
Or this person will
Right.
do X, Y, or Z, right? So,
Which Santa Claus in like Germany was a lot more scary.
yeah.
What was it called? This is going back to The Office, but these.
I'm
I've
assuming Dwight talked about
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. But anyway,
Babbo Natale.
not quite.
I thought your Italian roots would be spurned on there. So, anyways, back to my boogeyman conversation before we were interrupted by Santa Claus. You
Yes,
jerk.
you're welcome.
So, but the boogeyman is always portrayed as it's a male. Obviously, boogeyman is some guy.
Sexist.
He's got, no.
I've never heard a gender associated with the boogeyman.
Well, I mean,
It's in the name.
It's in the name. But so it's this guy that's going to come. We don't know what he looks like. So there's no figure to go off of.
I always
But-
imagine like green and blobby.
Yeah, I imagine it's some sort of a monster that's going to come and he's
Booger.
going to punish you or like do something terrible to you if you don't obey.
Yeah.
But it's really vague. And I almost wonder if like people are kind of substituting that for like the devil. Oh,
Yeah.
that was really loud, Matt. Wow. So, anyways, it's just like there's not a lot of substance to the boogeyman, but yet
Right.
people, almost everyone has heard the term the boogeyman.
I think you hit on that like dead on. A lot of these characters are there for good behavior from
Yeah.
children.
Santa Claus, it's
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
better watch out.
Yeah.
He's making a list. He knows who's good and bad.
What was the deal with like scaring kids into being good?
It's terrorism.
I mean, like
It is.
Motivation by fear.
throwing around the T word
I'm
again.
telling you. My goal is to see how many times I can work terrorism into this podcast.
we're gonna get demonetized.
Well, that's a shame because we're really not monetized. Unless you want to monetize.
Right.
Hit us up.
Yeah, no. Well, I guess we kind of scare kids into doing what's right. Anyway, they're supposed to be kind of afraid of you, afraid of getting punished.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I guess it's kind of like passing off the fear. I don't know.
Do you think it's like just a big practical joke that every
Kind of,
parent
yeah.
has played?
Yeah, like I feel
Like-
like it's part of parenthood.
It's like hazing your kids, right?
Yeah,
like,
you just have to bring it up and be like, hey, the boogeyman's going to get you.
Yeah.
But if your kid was like, okay, well, describe this boogeyman that's going to get me. Then you're like, he's probably like 6'5",
like, hey, it just makes your nose really runny.
260. slimy.
Yeah.
Don't want to rub up against him or shake his hand.
He's underneath your bed when it's dark, like that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, he's like, he only offers kids, like the butterscotch candy that nobody likes. You don't want to,
Yeah.
So-
hang out with this guy.
So yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Is the parents are like, it's like just a constant joke that goes
Yeah.
on for like generations.
They're punking their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like, it's kind of arbitrary. We don't actually know what it is.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's a boogeyman.
And he'll get you if you don't watch out.
He will get you, but also keep in mind he's not real. So
Well, why is it that they're always under the bed, too?
I don't know. I think it's maybe like,
I mean, that's like a normal childhood fear, I guess.
yeah, there's always things under your bed or in your
Yeah.
closet would
Yeah.
be the second.
Here's a good question. Do we fear those things because people assume that we'll fear them, and so then we hear that there might be a monster under the bed, and since we hear these stories, then we're scared of them, or are we scared of them because we're just scared of like the darkness under the
Well,
bed?
There was a thing. It might have been on Are You Afraid of the Dark? If you guys remember that show. But the guy brought in a box, and it was just black on the like you couldn't see what was inside
Yeah,
the
right.
box. And he said, "I'll like anyone who puts their hand in this box wins some prize." Or what. And everyone was afraid to put their hand in the box because
Yeah.
they didn't know what was in there, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And in the end, there's nothing in there.
Right.
And that was like the whole point of the episode.
Yeah.
But I think it goes along with that. Like you don't know what's underneath. You haven't looked under your bed in like months, man. I don't know what's under there.
Whenever I see like there's a hole that you could put your hand into, I think of like the Mummy, where the guy puts his hand into the thing. I think it's in the second one, the Scorpion King or whatever, where he puts his hand into the thing and then he
I think
gets
The
his
Rock
hand,
is in
like-
the Scorpion King.
Yeah, he is horribly so. And he
Was
gets
that
like,
his first movie?
he gets like his whole hand
First
chewed off.
awesome movie.
No, it was not his first movie, but that was the thing was in that movie.
When was that movie made?
It was pretty early. It was in the 90s. But he was like computer digitized onto the scorpion body or whatever, so it was like really bad looking.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
That might be what the boogeyman looks like.
looks like The Rock badly
Looks
CGI'd
like they're-
onto a scorpion.
Yes, yeah. Uh-huh.
Man,
But yeah. No,
that's a scary thought. It was one of his. Okay, so I looked it up. It's he went in 2000. The Rock took time off from WWE to film his appearance in The Mummy Returns. He returned in 2001.
wow,
Okay,
so it was very early.
and The Scorpion King was 2002. So it was like his second movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
I was
Fascinating.
close.
Yeah.
There you go. A
Yeah.
little Rock trivia for you guys.
Very close.
He was also in The Tooth Fairy,
Yeah.
in case you were wondering.
No, yeah, well, because with the Scorpion King thing, because he played the Scorpion King in the
Right,
Mummy
yeah.
Returns, and then he played the Scorpion King in the Scorpion King movie,
Genius.
and then the Scorpion King movies, like there's like 4 or 5 of them. It's nuts, and they're all bad.
Just kept going.
yeah.
I've not seen any of them, but they're all like the previews that I've seen are bad enough to not watch them.
Huh.
So I don't know why they keep making those.
Well, going back on topic.
Yeah,
with
go
our-
back on
our-
topic. Go on,
Our things. Since
That's my job.
Easter's right around. Sorry, doing your job now. Since Easter's right around the corner.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like the Easter bunny, like
Yeah.
lays eggs,
Yeah.
and you go find them, and
Right,
there's
right.
like candy in them, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so you really only need like an elementary school level science education to understand that rabbits don't lay eggs.
What?
So,
This is a good point.
I always kind of like thought about that afterwards.
Yeah.
I was like, well, why didn't I catch on to that sooner? Like, you don't have to be very old to find out that rabbits don't lay eggs.
No, it's the
Well,
the
the
peeps
problem
lay
is-
the eggs.
It's hard
Oh,
to
there it is.
it's hard to pop open a baby bunny and get candy out of it.
Wait, did you try that as a kid? Did you catch a little baby bunny in the yard?
Just rip 'em open?
Rip it wide open.
Ah man, there's no Skittles in this one.
No, probably should have done the research on it. But do we know why? No, I've ripped
That
up.
might be like the most morbid thing we've ever talked about.
I've helped my brother rip open a rabbit before.
Are you
There was
with a knife?
We skinned it. Yeah.
Okay, well that's like not normal. I'm talking just.
Yeah.
Like a little kid looking for candy, like
Yeah.
ripping little animals apart.
It's much less ominous to just open a plastic egg.
It'd be even better if it was a bunch of little chicks.
Can you imagine then if we
Little
had
duties.
the Easter chicken?
The Easter chicken.
Yeah, it's like we have the Easter,
Not even like little chicklets.
the
or
Easter
whatever.
chicken.
Chicken.
Because then we
It's like
have
full-grown chickens.
Just a chicken walking around with painted eggs.
What? Yeah, why didn't we do like where did the Easter bunny and eggs that's just like a really loose connection that
So
Because kids don't want their picture taken with a giant chicken.
I know
Yeah,
that
I
some
guess.
of it goes into like the whole fertility thing.
Yeah.
What was it? Ishtar
Right.
or whatever?
The Festival of Ishtar.
Yeah, whatever.
and rabbits and eggs represent fertility and
I don't know what I guess the rabbits because breeding like rabbits or whatever. But it's really weird that now it's like a kids attraction thing,
Right.
Which
Right.
takes it into a whole new like odd level. But yeah,
and it's just an excuse to get a ton of candy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Same thing with trick or treat.
yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say it's trick or treating in the spring, right?
Yeah, it's just without the demons and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, it's a little different.
Without the demonic activity.
So are there any other of these characters that strike you as odd, or like okay, Santa
All of them.
Well, yeah, but like Santa Claus, it's kind of really embedded into our culture. Like,
Yeah.
we're kind of used to Santa
Santa Claus has a lot of background stories too.
He does, and it
Right.
changes all the time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other weird creatures.
Yeah,
You have an example?
Like, for instance, the Sandman, right?
Mr. Sandman,
Like comes and puts the stuff in your eyes.
bring me a dream.
So he's a mythical character who puts people to sleep, and he brings good dreams by sprinkling magical sand onto the eyes of people while they sleep at night. Where did this come from?
From the song.
I'm fairly certain it had a.
Do you think he came
prior
before the song?
origination?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the egg came before the chicken here. The egg came before the bunny.
Yeah.
I just think this is kind of a weird one. It's like some dude
Yeah.
comes up to you at night, or he puts you to sleep, and then he puts sand
Well,
in your eyes.
I
and
can
you have
kind of
good
understand
dreams.
how that occurred because someone's like, "What's this stuff in my eyes, mommy?" And mommy's like, "Well, the Sandman put it in your eyes,
So you'd have good dreams.
so you'd have good dreams."
Okay, so that's
yeah.
where like the eye goop comes
yeah,
from
yeah.
in the morning.
That's why you got those crusties
Right.
on your eyes.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you
I,
go.
I just came up with that on
No,
the spot.
I think you're actually right with that. That's completely right.
but
yeah. Okay, so here we go. I'm looking it up.
let's see if I can answer any more of your
The
questions.
grit or sleep in someone's eye. Yeah,
Yeah.
someone says rub the sleep out of your eye.
Yeah.
Is supposed to be a result of the Sandman's work on the previous night. Well done, Matt.
Way to go.
So, you finally brought one thing of value to this show. Oh, by the time this podcast drops, we need to let people know. April Fools, we actually didn't kick Matt off the show as much as we want to, and as much as his content is terrible.
You know what
But,
we need? We need an April Fool's mythical creature or whatever.
Right.
Oh man,
How cool would that be?
What does he do? Just go around playing jokes on
Can
people?
it just be me?
Is it just Matt?
Matt the Joker.
There you go.
Matt just shows up. No, he's not even a joker. That's part of the joke. We just send Matt to your house. He just sits there and eats tapioca and talks to you about how boring he
Yeah,
is.
just talking about how I got fired from my podcast for a day.
He's like, so I used to be on this show, but
yeah.
yeah, I said I wouldn't slap somebody for $1 million.
Yeah.
I said all my ideas were stupid. And I like
Yeah.
tapioca, so. Hey.
You know, I have noticed, Matt, you never take the money when it comes down to
Never.
like you're always like, I'm good without
But then
the
he always
money.
takes the moral high ground. He's like, well, money is not everything.
Right,
It's like
I'm super content,
you,
man.
Matt's like, I've got infinite money. I think I'll just take up woodworking in my basement. You always all the things you could do.
Hey, man, I'll have the best wood you can possibly
He's
pick
never
out.
done any woodworking.
Of the best hand tools.
Maybe I'll go buy some tools with my money.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hit up Harbor Freight.
Hey, man,
get the deal
See if
on
I can
them.
get a wood planer.
I'll be sailing with the legit fishing equipment.
You'll be
man.
sinking in your boat. Matt'll be the guy that's like didn't caulk his raft in the Oregon Trail and sunk it and lost everything.
Oh, man.
But you'll have infinite money, so at that point in time, you'll have wasted 12 years, but you can just go out and buy a nice boat.
I'll have a really good insurance policy that
Yeah,
I can
every-
just pass off all of my infinite
Everything
money to
circles
my
back
life.
to this, but I do want to wrap up part of this with one more mythical creature that
Yeah.
Matt and I need to bring up for the sake of Lancer,
Yeah, okay.
and that's our friend Cupid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Cupid, the legendary son
Cupid Sparrow.
of the goddess Venus and the war god Mars.
Yeah.
And he is the god of desire and love and affection.
Yeah.
And He is thought to fly around. So anyways, he's supposed to fly around and shoot people with his love darts, and whoever he shoots, right? Like they end up finding true love or falling in love, right?
They fall in love with somebody.
Does he have to shoot two people?
That's really a question that just came to mind. Or does he just shoot one and then they're just
and they
hopelessly
just find
in
somebody?
love? Or they're just hopelessly in love, and if it doesn't work out, well, then they're just stuck.
Yeah, like I've always thought it was like he shoots one, and the next person he shoots, those two people fall in love.
Yeah.
That's the way I always like. It was in the cartoons, at least.
Well, so I mean, that's as good a source of knowledge on Cupid as any.
Right.
So
hey, here's a question.
how does he determine where he goes?
Do you think that all those like desperate Facebook girls,
Desperate housewives?
No, those desperate Facebook teenage girls just got hit by a stray Cupid arrow, and they just
Like
they
all
just
the ones
can't
I
help
keep
it.
dodging, like
Yeah,
I dodge it, like it's the
What
girl.
do you mean you got hopeless like teenage
Like when
like they're not in love with me. I'm just saying
okay.
like he's shooting at me,
You were
I
saying you're
dodge
dodging
it,
it.
I dodge it.
Lancer
and
keeps
then-
just running back and forth, and Cupid's over there getting all ticked. And meanwhile, there's like a bunch of girls that are like, "Oh, I wish I could find love."
They're like Lancer.
And Lancer's a source of
No.
that.
yeah.
They're not in love with me. They're just like in love.
You got these creepy like teenage students that you
gosh.
gotta dodge.
Oh,
Do you guys
gosh.
ever?
Have you ever had that issue? Out of curiosity?
Not that I know of.
That's
If-
good.
If ever, they never told me.
So you've never had the Harrison Ford right in I think it's Raiders of the Lost Ark where the girl writes
yeah.
like I love you
Yes,
on her eyelids.
Yeah,
And every time she blinks it's like I love you and he's like like, he's trying to teach you like and she keeps sitting in the front row like blinking really slowly and he's like trying to read her eyelids and then he sees it says I love you. He's like all right, class dismissed, do your homework. So you've never had that?
I've never anything like that. No.
All right, good.
But I'll be honest. This might be part of the reason why I'm so like habitually single. It's because I'm totally oblivious to other people, like how they feel about me and stuff. Like I'm just like I have no idea ever.
All right,
like,
so
There's like a girl like stranded, like oh my car won't start. Lancer's just got his headphones on, like walking past her.
It goes with like people who like and people who hate me. Like if they hate me, I have no idea.
Haters,
like,
she ain't listening to you.
I just kind of like keep acting like they like me. Apparently,
here's
So-
some
Tune it out.
serious life advice for all of the hopeless teenage girls that are listening to our podcast.
All of them.
You will not find someone like a legitimate certain someone until you decide that you don't need that person.
Yes.
Because you ever notice that? Like the people that are like desperate for somebody for so long and then they just keep having like bad
because it's
bad
kinda like you-
bad boyfriend or girlfriend.
It's
I've
one
seen
of
that
those
too.
things where like the more you reject something or someone, the more they want to overcome that. So like if
No,
you're
but
if you're
even-
desperate, like you're never gonna get anybody. So what you have to be is hard to get then.
But even the people that they're just desperate for a relationship. It's not even that and so they like have to be with someone all the time,
Right.
or they have to be, like a boyfriend or girlfriend when they're like 16 years old. It's like, whatever. But you're not going to find someone that's good to be around until you're content with not being around anyone.
It's a insecurity thing.
I think so. Well, it's like I think it's a, what's the word I'm looking for? Insufficiency
Okay.
thing. Discontentment.
So Cupid needs to shoot them is what we're trying to say.
Yeah,
Don't act
you
desperate.
You
and
have
then
to wait for
Does Cupid shoot desperate people though? Because then they're already like.
No.
Right.
Desperate people are desperate.
So you're not even going to find true love, and Cupid's
Right.
never going to shoot you if you're acting
Right.
desperate. So
Right.
don't act desperate. That way, Cupid
Yeah.
can shoot you, and then you can get hooked up with Lancer.
Be content, and then Cupid will shoot you.
That's what I just took from him. Meanwhile, Lancer's got his headphones dodging arrows.
I'm just like over here, just like missing all of them, just not even
Oh,
trying.
my goodness. Well, it's about time to
We're gonna
put
have
a
to set
bow
him up,
on
you
this
know?
whole
Yeah.
podcast and just wrap it and call it a day.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you once again for listening to
By the way, those
what?
creatures are. Let's just state one more time. These fantasy people we just brought up,
They're real.
check under your bed. Cupid could be waiting for you.
The boogeyman is there. Who else did you say is there? There's a-
Sandman?
No. You
Sandman.
said something else. The boogeyman will get you if you don't watch out. What's the other thing?
Oh, the love bug will get you if you
The
don't
love
watch
bug.
out.
Yeah, we didn't talk
The
about
love
the love bug, but yeah.
I don't know. Watch Little Rascals.
Yeah,
They
whatever.
explain it more in
Yeah,
detail.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you once again for listening to the Shoot from the Hip podcast. Be sure to go ahead and like over on Facebook because we'll send you a postcard if you send us your. Be sure to direct message your address, and be sure to include a screenshot of that liked page. But then also go ahead and follow us over on Twitter, and it's at Hip Shot Podcast, and follow and subscribe to our SoundCloud, our iTunes. You can follow us on Instagram, and you know where to find us. We're Shoot from the Hip,
Right.
and the only good one, the one with 3 heads. If you
Yeah.
see 3 heads, you found the right one.
The 3-headed monster.
Not the 2-head one.
Right. All right. Well, thank you once again for listening. I hope you guys have a fantastic Easter.